Yo, what's up, Kings? It's Dan from Daft Previews, and we are back. We are seeking redemption. I've got 3 NBA player props for you. We had a shocking day yesterday, so it's time to get that back. Let's get straight into it. We're taking Julius Randle over 27.5 points. So I'm going back to the world with Julius Randle. We backed him in 3 consecutive games now over 2 weeks, and we're riding him once again. Now, he's covered this 27.5 point line in 10 of 34 games this season, averaging 24.5 points per game. His recent form is excellent, covering in 4 of his last 5 games. He's averaging 33 points per game in that span. Now, love his activity as of late, as he's attempted 20-plus shots in the last 4 games. Emmanuel Quickly, RJ Barrett, they were traded 2 games ago for OG Anunoby, and we've seen Randle's usage rate skyrocket. Check this out. Over the season, he's averaging a 28% usage rate, which is in line with his average over the last few years. But over his last 2 games since the trade, that's increased to 36%. Now, Julius is putting up 20 shots tonight. You can count on that. But what I've done is I've filtered out all of his games where he has attempted 20-plus shots from last season to now. And what you can see is he's covered this line in 27 of 35 games when he's attempted that many shots. This season, he's done it in 12 games. He's covered this line in 9 of them. 2 of the games where he fell under, he finished on 27 points. Now, in terms of his matchup, he's up against the Philadelphia 76ers, who he's had some success against in the past. Over his last 4 games against them, he's covered this line twice, scoring 35 and 30 points in those games. The difference between his good and his bad games, it's his shot attempts. In both games he went over this line, he shot the ball 20-plus times. In the 2 games he went under, he shot less. Now, let's go Julius Randle. Let's make it easier for us. Cash this. I reckon he shoots it over 20 times and scores at least 30 points against the Philadelphia 76ers. On to our next pick. Here, we're staying in the same game. I like Jaylen Brunson over 7.5 assists. Now, I'd encourage you guys to line chop this one because I saw a very dramatic difference depending on what sports book I used. I did use Bet365. That's the best odds I could find, but have a look through your sports book and see where you can find it. So Jaylen Brunson, over 7.5 assists. Now, I love this bet, especially how it correlates with Julius Randle's points. So am I suggesting that you put these together in a parlay or a multi? No, but I have a feeling you're going to do that anyway. And a bit of a secret between you and I, that's what I'll be doing. Now, Jaylen Brunson, he's covered this line in 11 of 34 games this season, averaging 6.5 assists per game. So we're seeing a line that's 1 assist higher than his season average, up against the 76ers, who allow the 10th least assists in the league. So there's very good reason for this. Since the trade that sent Quickly and RJ Barrett to the Raptors, Jaylen Brunson, he's tallied games of 14 and 13 assists. On the season, he's averaging 11 potential assists per game. In the 2 games without Quickly and RJ, he's averaging 21 potential assists, which put him in the same category as Tyrese Halliburton. Unbelievable. Now, I don't think he can maintain that level over a long period of time, but in the short term, before the lines have caught up, I do think this is a great play, especially at 7.5. Now, against the Philadelphia 76ers, he's covered this line in 2 of 4 games. He's averaging 8.5 assists in those games, including a 9-assist game in their first matchup this season. Let's take a look at this graph. Now, does this graph look similar to you? And this is what I was talking about with the correlation between Randle and Brunson. In both games where Julius Randle scored 30-plus against the 76ers, Jaylen Brunson tallied 11 and 9 assists. So given the Knicks have 0 shot creation outside of Brunson and Randle, it's hard not to see them have a strong statistical output against the 76ers. The fact that they're underdogs in this game is also why we see the lines relatively low, despite their strong form recently. Now, we just need these two to perform against a team they've performed against in the past and just do it together. So I've got a feeling that if I think they're both going to cash, or there's a chance they both lose, but I'm pretty confident that they both will cash. We got Randle's points and Brunson's unders. I'm not saying to put it in a parlay and multi, but I know you're going to do it anyway. So good luck. Before we get into my final pick of this video, though, let's give a shout out to Woody91 for his comment, which made our comment of the day from my last video. He said, I have followed the final round for over a year and he led me to your channel. I like the way you research and present your picks. I just don't understand why your subscriber base isn't growing as quickly as some others. You may want to do a pick challenge with Jordan, similar to the one he did with Ev from Guy Boston Sports. It may help get some subscribers. Now, Woody, I love this comment for a few reasons. Firstly, Jordan from the final round, he's an absolute legend. We started creating content around NBA picks at a very similar time, but his channel has absolutely exploded and mine has not. He has helped me out a few times with a couple of shout outs to support the growth of this channel. So, Jordan, if you are watching, thank you. In terms of collaborations with other content creators, it's definitely something that I want to do, but it's been difficult being in a different time zone as everybody else, but also the fact that my channel is so small, I find I don't feel as confident and comfortable reaching out to ask for those types of things. But as we grow, who knows? Things could probably change. At the same time, over the past week and a half, we're really starting to gain some traction with this channel. New subscribers every single day. The watch time's definitely there. So the engagement is there. I'm creating an audience. So provided that I'm consistent in putting some content out, putting some picks out, and the picks aren't absolutely dog shit. It's like if we don't get a repeat of yesterday every day, then I'm pretty confident that it's going to continue to grow. But if you're watching this and you think that it's great and you would like to help me grow this channel, feel free to share this link to the video around. Share it in your socials, share it in Discord servers, share it in Reddit forums. Look, if that's not your thing, that's fine. Just like the video, drop a comment, and just watch till the end. I know YouTube loves that. So let's get into my very last pick, and you wouldn't believe it. We're sticking to the Knicks of 2023 theme by taking RJ Barrett over 4.5 rebounds. Now, RJ, he's only covered this line in 13 of 28 games played this season, and he's only averaging 4.5 rebounds per game. So why would I take this with so much confidence? Well, over his last 10, he's really turned it on. He's covered this line in 8 of 10 games, averaging 5.6 rebounds per game. He is in a new team. He's with the Raptors. And in those 2 games with the Raptors, he's recorded 9 and 7 rebounds. He's up against the Sacramento Kings today, who are in the bottom half of the league in rebounds allowed. So outside of Sabonis, they're not built with a lot of strong rebounders. Against the Kings, Barrett has been great on the boards, recording 9 and 7 rebounds in his last 2 outings against them. The Raptors, the team that he plays on, they're a pretty decent rebounding team, but they're nothing like the team that he came from. So the Knicks have the highest rebounding rate in the league. Randle, Mitchell Robinson, Hartenstein, and even Josh Hart. They consistently eat up the boards. The Raptors, on the other hand, I would say that they only have Scotty Barnes, who's a great rebounder at his position. But since the trades went down, Scotty Barnes has been playing point guard. He's gone under his rebounds in both games. They're using his length on defense, and they're trying to get out on transition on offense. So RJ is going to see a lot more opportunities to get rebounds in a Raptors uniform. And I'm telling you now, until this line moves to about 6.5, I'll probably be taking it every single game. So I'm taking those 3 players and I'm taking them with confidence. It's a coincidence that they all happen to play with each other last year. I will have a lot more other picks. That's all I've got for this video. And the reason being is there's a lot of games on tomorrow, and I could have spent a lot more time creating a bigger video with more picks, but that would take more time to research, record, and edit. And by the time I upload it and then you get to see it, a lot of these lines are going to move. So if you are interested in seeing the picks that I do land on, you can jump into the Discord. I share everything that I'm betting on in that. It's completely free to join. Speaking of the Discord, I've seen over 100 people join over the last week. For those of you that have joined, I encourage you to get active in the channels. Share your bets, your opinions. Let's ride these bets together. You can even start an argument with somebody if you want to, but don't lurk in the shadows. Get amongst it. There's a lot of friendly people in there. Look, and if they're not, I'll check them. Don't worry, I got your back. So let's get into a recap of the wonderful day that was. We had 4 bets. Everything is red. First one, we had Giannis. I took his unders, 34.5 points. And I was actually quietly got even more confident as a lead up to the game because at tip-off, his line was at 31.5. So I know I don't move lines, but it means a lot of other people had very similar thoughts. Unless every single person that watched that video backed it with a lot of money, I'm not too sure. But his line moved to 31.5, and I was quietly confident. After the first quarter was done, I was very confident because the Spurs were playing defense the way that I predicted them to. They were double teaming him in the post. They were walling him off in transition. They weren't letting him get off any easy shots. They forced him into difficult fadeaways. Everything was looking great. Once halfway through that second quarter started and throughout the rest of the game, the Spurs just stopped. They played drop coverage on screen, so they're just letting Giannis attack and catch lobs. They stopped walling off in transition, as if they didn't want to get in foul trouble. It just didn't go according to the script, and he launched like 40-something points. He blew it out of the gate. Nice dunk on Wemby. It was an entertaining game, but it was heartbreaking, I must say. So that means our value play didn't hit. I think one part of why he just went on this rampage scoring, it's not just the Spurs and their defense. They were walling off Giannis, forcing him to pass. He easily could have had 7 or 8 assists in that first half, but everyone was missing the open threes when he passed it to them. So he must have thought, screw this, I'm doing it on my own. And he did. So Giannis was a bust. We lost 3 units on him. Then we had KCP for the Denver Nuggets. He finished on 9 points, actually. So we got done on the hook on that one. He didn't hit a 3-pointer in this game. He missed all of his 3-pointers. They were all wide open. He missed them. So all of his points were from layups and free throws. So pretty disappointed in that. Easily could have covered his line, I think. The value play could have been a stretch. We would have needed him to shoot 100% from downtown, but that didn't happen either. So 2-game slate, but a lot of pain. No opportunity to claw it back in the day, but there's always another opportunity. So minus 6 units. That takes our season total. We're back to 53.9 units profit. We're still a 13% return on your investment. So can't be too down on the day. With more opportunities of this massive slate of games, I guess I'm spoiled for choice, right? So with 2 games, I think it's easy to research a game because there's only 2 games, but it's also harder to get the best picks because there's less players to choose from. I guess when I have an analytical approach to things and look at all the games, it's like if you're going out to a nightclub looking to meet the woman of your dreams, but there's only 4 chicks there, it's going to be difficult to take one of them home with you. But if you go to a nightclub and there's 1,000 chicks there, suddenly your chances of finding the one, they increase. And it's very much the same thing with sports betting. So the bigger slate, it does mean you'll probably end up putting more bets on, but you're spoiled for choice. So you can take time. There's going to be a lot of players that I avoid betting on tomorrow. So just let's wait and see. But for now, these are the 3 that I've got. The rest that I'll share in my Discord. If you did made it this far, I appreciate you. Please like, subscribe, comment, and if you stick around all the way to the very end because I've got your favorite song, which I'm about to play. Best of luck, everybody. Let's go.
Sub to the channel because your boy's getting busy. Coming to your line from the west side of Sydney. We've got the free picks and the juice and the daily. It's all free, you don't even have to pay me.